Y'all see the title.
It's just real. It is. I said the shit. It's real. I have seen people gravitate towards me, and then all of a sudden, like, compliment me on my eyes, my skin color, my hair, whatever. Right? So it's real. People do actually, I guess, treat me differently because of it. Now, because of it, the different treatment is not always good. Okay? Sometimes the treatment is negative and it's bad. So because of the color of my skin, because of the color of my eyes, because of my hair texture, I get hated on. So I'm gonna need you people who hate on people who are pretty to at least take into consideration that we getting it out here. Like, we already getting it. We don't need it from you as well. Like, for real. Like, give us a break. I mean, be mad at moms and dad. Huh? We didn't do it. We didn't ask to be put here to look like this. Okay? Whatever we was mixed up with, it's here, and we didn't have anything to do with it. So I was in a public spot a few weeks ago, and there was a gentleman who was talking to me more than he was talking to the other ladies in the room. And ever since then, those ladies have been treating me like shit. And it wasn't my fault. He was just talking to me. I mean, probably because I was confident enough to speak back to him. I don't know. But they was hating. And they've been treating me like shit ever since. So y'all, be kind. Be kind to us pretty girls. We out here scraggling.
Where do I start? I've seen these type of pretty privileged videos, and first of all, let's keep it a buck. The majority of the women who make these videos are like average looking women. Social media, women lying to other women, and simp ass dudes has had average looking women for like the last 5 to 10 years think that they are so much more beautiful or attractive in their mind versus reality. But this shit is a new low. And no offense to this woman, I'm not calling her ugly or unattractive, but man, you're somebody's grandma. Maybe you was that deal 30, 40 years ago. And also something that stood out to me when I first watched this clip, when I found it yesterday, was that there's a good segment of black people, which I really hope didn't exist anymore in 2025, still caught up in so much colorism. But apparently that's not the case. There are so many people who mistake being light-skinned, being a light-skinned black person, as beautiful. Just because you're light-skinned automatically makes you attractive. And Godzilla knows that's not the case, because there are plenty of light-skinned, unattractive people walking around this planet. But this clip here just made me think this got to be some rage bait. This just can't be true. So I found this clip on X Twitter, and I had to go find this woman's TikTok page. Here we go, I found it. So I ended up finding her page, Tamika's Journey, and I went through her videos and ended up finding the one that we just watched. And the comments did not disappoint. Look at the first comment here. Light skin and pretty is not the same. Exactly. That was one of my very first thoughts when I watched this video. Seeing it as the very first comment reassures I'm not crazy here. And they are eating her alive. Look at these pictures in the comments. You look like Eartha Kitt. Yeah, maybe in 1995, sister. Light skin and pretty privilege are not the same as in today. She says, here with y'all daily reminder that light skin doesn't equate pretty by default. You mean when you were in high school? Is this a prank? And I was thinking that as well, but I've seen like the rage baiting prank type styles. Usually whoever makes a video is usually in the comments defending it or trolling it, but she's not saying anything. But what tripped me out about this the most, and y'all not gonna believe this part, is I went back to her page and I saw something that caught my eye. Weight loss journey. So you check this out, right?
God sent me someone. He sent me someone who gave me energy even when I didn't have any. He sent me someone who reminded me that everybody has a starting place. A place where they have to figure out, hey, I need to make some changes in my life.
And the date on this video is 5/25/2024. So that's roughly a year, almost a year and a half ago, about a year and 4 months ago. This woman lost a lot of weight and good on her. But you talking this pretty privilege, you've been dealing with this shit all your life, and you was a bigum not even 18 months ago. Congratulations on her weight loss. She looks much better now. But also at the same time, how can you go from this a year and a half ago to I'm so damn fine, I got all these troubles? Like, just stop it, man. Just stop it. And I just found this video right now. I didn't even see this yesterday. But this is her responding to the comments. That's why I don't think she was trolling or trying to be funny. I think she was dead serious. The comment says, it's not pretty privilege, it's colorism, try again. And this is her response.
Today about pretty privilege, and I stirred a few of y'all up. Well, y'all confused because the way y'all put it, you can't be old and have pretty privilege at the same time. Well, baby, let me tell you that's not true, okay? Because it happens to me often. And let me say this, because this comment I agree with 100%. I don't think it's pretty privilege. I think it's colorism. I always have thought it's colorism. But you know, people on this app use the word pretty privilege, and so I'm just kind of trying to stay with the trends, I guess.
Okay, and there we have that, because you clearly did not say that in the last video. You weren't talking about light skin privilege. You were talking about pretty privilege as if you're a super attractive woman now at your age. Again, we've all seen women who are older, and you can look at them even in their older age, 50s, 60s, and think to yourself, I bet she was gorgeous when she was in her 20s and 30s. When she was in her prime, we've all seen women like that. But ma'am, not trying to be funny, that really ain't you. Not beating this woman up, but now I know you kind of clout chasing to get a few likes, because pretty privilege is definitely not the word you use. Let's see what they said in the comments. They said she looked like E.T., terrible. They not saying you can't be old and be pretty. They saying something else. Yeah, of course they saying something else. And this comment right here is kind of spot on. I just saw this. This lady just lost a lot of weight, so now she has more confidence to talk down on other people. This happens often when people lose weight all of a sudden. They're bold enough to wear new clothes, develop more bold personalities, and share opinions that they wouldn't say when they were plus size, because regardless of skin color, they were always the butt of the jokes. Exactly. The issue I have with that, she's spot on, by the way, is that a woman of her age should be wise enough and mature enough to not take that weight loss to her head. She's too old for that. She should be mature enough to understand, yeah, you might be getting more attention from guys because of your weight loss, but man, you still like fucking 60 or some shit. We're gonna move on. I had one more clip I wanted you guys to see. This is another clip I found on Twitter, X. She says, I'm a recovering thug addict and I'm having withdrawals while dating squares.
Now call me crazy if you want, but I am a recovering thug addict, okay? And it is very hard to stop doing something cold turkey that you've become addicted to, right? So I no longer date thugs. I'm dating squares now. So when you're talking to me, do me a favor and put a little bass in your voice. Like, be mean. Not mean for real, but mean just to please me in the moment. You get what I'm saying? Like, I need you to sound really assertive, like you mean it. Like role play a little bit. Now don't go upside my head, but say things like, let's say you tell me to do something and I don't do it as fast. Be like, what I say? Tell me to tell me to go sit down somewhere. Like when you say something to me, pretend like, you feel me? Cause I be having withdrawals and I be like, he's too nice. And another thing, like I know that you like to dress nice and wear these dry fit shirts. Can you put on a black hoodie? Can you sag your pants a little bit? I know you like to smell good, but can you spray the smell of a black and mild every now and then? I just need a whiff. At least put on some gray sweats and a white tee. Some Air Maxes. Tell me you gotta bust a few moves or make a few plays. Something. These are just things that I need as a recovering thug addict. And if that is just way too much to ask, I may ask you for a hall pass to go hit a few corners with my homie. Because that is the only way I'm going to scratch that itch.
And I looked her page up. I'm pretty sure she's living in Utah. What corners you gonna hit in Utah? And I know some people watch this say, oh man, Coop, she's joking. She's just being silly. But you can't tell me that a lot of our women don't have this mentality. And even though it shouldn't be accepted, I'm a little bit more willing to understand if these are like teenage girls and they're under the age of 20, 21, 22. But this woman is every bit of mid to late 30s, maybe even early 40s. And she's attractive. There's no shade to her. It's just at one point, do our women grow the fuck up? Addicted to thugs and all this nonsense? Y'all shouldn't got addicted to them in the first place. The fact that women will choose excitement over stability, decent men over inconsistent men, just for the thrill, shows you that you're dealing with a chaotic woman.
Let me just call one of my homies and take a ride with him, hit a few corners, make a few plays, and then I'll be back and I'm all yours. No? And one last thing, can you turn your music up when you play it? Turn it up, turn the bass up. If not, we're going to get at least 412s, okay? Because I can't do these stock speakers anymore. I know some Migos who got a shop. I can call them up. They'll hook you up with 412s, 215s, whatever you want. another subwoofer, a new amp, something. But the stock speakers, we gotta get those out of there. We gotta get them out. So I say all that to say, as a recovering thug addict, if I ask you to do any of the things that you have heard in this video, please do it, brother. Please help me. Help me scratch this itch. Going cold turkey when you have been addicted to anything can be very hard. So please, cut me a break. Stop enunciating all your words so perfectly. This means you look a little rough, a little rugged, like you've been trapping all day or something, like you've been busting a few moves. Go to the bank, pull out a wad. When you come home, throw that wad on the dresser, along with a lighter and possibly some other things that a thug would have in his pocket. You're gonna have to get your acting skills on. Put some basil in a baggie. I beg of thee. Tie that thing up. Throw it on the dresser. Let me see it, please. Thank you.
Let's go to her TikTok page. I found it. What does it say? Stand-up comic. Okay. Here's the big one. Mother of 5.
Bang! Bang! It's good!
That's all you needed to know. Mother of 5. Let's check out this video.
My name is Lady J, and I'm a recovering thug addict. And that's why I'm in Utah.
She in
There are no
Utah.
thugs here. 0. So I've been doing pretty good. If you were born and raised in Utah, then you probably don't know what a thug is. Okay, thugs are criminals, and 9 times out of 10 they're aggressive. Because a thug to you guys is probably like NX Mormon. You know, his hair is like black, like a box, black hair dye, gauges in his ear. You know, tattoos. And they slip up and say words like ambiguous. That's how I know they're not a thug for real, because the thugs that I know never use the word ambiguous until after they've done 10 years in prison, you know, and are forced to use the law library because they can't afford a good defense attorney. So yeah, I'm working on that, which is why I'm in Utah, and you guys just keep me in your prayers, okay? Keep me in your prayers, because it's either going back to the thugs or getting hip to these chads, and I can't hike for the rest of my life.
Let's look at some of the comments. The first one, you are not alone, sister. Thanks for inspiring us. I'm in Utah and in recovery. I'm proud of you. I wish you the best. It's a bad addiction, but you got this. Girl, start an online support group for those of us that can't move to Utah. I used to be a thug addict. The other side is heaven. Stay strong. Again, some people will see this and say, oh, it's just jokes, Coop. I always think there's some truth inside jokes and the stereotype. And I think she watched too much TV as well, talking about dudes in the law library, all that kind of bullshit. But we all know that we do have too many of our women who are addicted to that. They're so addicted to them to the point that she had to move to one of the most thugless places in America, even though Charlie Kirk just got popped there. But you guys, let me know what you think in the comments. You better squad. Fall out.